Hey there, Webb. Again, this is one of the things that's not necessarily a review or even the unsigned band um, content I want to be doing on this channel, but this is just something that I feel like I should talk about. Now, seeing as I have a channel and I'm a day late and $1 short, I feel it's time I talk about Justin Bieber. There's no point in me explaining what's happened because I think everybody knows what's happened, all the different versions of the story that have gone around. That semi-fake picture of the crowd falling around the police officer that's supposed to have arrested him. You know, there's no point in me going through details of any of it because because quite frankly, you all know what's going on. You all have your opinions. To be honest, the way I see the whole Justin Bieber thing is very much a case of child star syndrome. Perhaps not to the same extent as what happened to someone like former child actor Macaulay Culkin, who if you don't know, got majorly messed up on heroin and other class-like narcotics. Sorry. Narcotics is the American word, it's really drugs. Anyway, class A drugs, as I should have said. The thing with Justin Bieber is that he's how I see him is that he's never really needed to grow up. He was discovered by whichever label he's on. I don't know, don't care what label he's on. The label discovered him when he was really, really very young. And then he was thrown in as this big sort of teenage or aimed squarely at the teenage girl mark who was just ready to squeal at the nearest opportunity. And I know it. My sister, I don't know if she still is, but my younger sister was a fan of his. I don't know if she is now, but that's neither here nor there. It was her age. She suited the age she was at the time. And over the course of last few years, you've seen him grow up. In some ways, I mean, the most instantly noticeable was that he no longer has that really kind of high, annoying voice, whereas it's that low, kind of nondescript, boring voice which sells pop records and nothing else. Just this. But recently, with all the list of videos, if you want to take out the list of things he's done in the last 12, 13 months, I believe Dose of Buckley's video is a perfect description of the stuff he's been doing. But I don't think it gets the. But yes, it's a perfectly good explanation, and it does, and it is showing his opinion. But I don't think it really gets to the heart of the matter. But I think I can either. But these are just my 2 cents. The way I see Justin Bieber is that he's never had a chance to grow up. As I was alluding to earlier, he came in big to the industry when he was very, very young. Not that he's particularly old now, but when he was still probably going through puberty, for crying out loud. And he's just been this pampered, and he's been pampered. He's been able to have whatever he wants because he's Justin Bieber, because his YouTube videos have hundreds of millions of get hundreds of millions of views every single day, because his singles sell hugely all over the world, downloads or physical copies or otherwise, and his gigs were selling out with hordes and hordes of screaming teenage girls in massive arenas. The problem is that he hasn't had to grow up. That's been his life for what he would probably consider the best years of his life. The only thing I don't think you can blame him on is that no one's told him any better. Not his parents, divorced or otherwise. Divorce otherwise doesn't matter. He still needs to be. He still needed to be told to keep his head on his shoulders, his feet on the ground, not disappear, not become the disappearing up his own backside colossally stupid egomaniac it appears he's become. Because his parents, his record label hasn't helped either. They've just because he makes them so much money, he can do no wrong as far as they're concerned. But the biggest problem, I think, is some of the people he's hung around with. Some of his entourage, if you like. They have been... I'm going to hazard a guess that they're the people that started him on doing all this driving drug nonsense he's doing these days. I mean, I don't judge him for doing drugs. I don't. I have friends that take drugs. My friends that like smoke weed or whatever. I don't judge them for that. But what I do judge him for is some of the things he does while he's doing it. Like, for example, the famous peeing in a bucket and swearing at Bill Clinton thing that happened. I mean, you can get stoned, you can do whatever, take whatever, do stupid things, whatever. That doesn't concern me at all. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. But he just seemed like he was. Not only was he not in his right mind, he was also putting something else on. Like, I'm Justin Bieber, I'm the bad boy. Ooh, look at me. Look at me with my split, my hanging down trousers, my swearing at presidents. It's just ridiculous. He's a caricature of what people consider to be the bad boy image. And if you listen to his music, listen to him speak even, he just sounds like your average kid. Not like oh, I've grown up on the street and I'm a bad boy and I do what I want kind of thing. No, he doesn't sound like that. Yet and he wants to be this role model for his 30 odd million people who follow him on Twitter. Far too many, by the way. And that's fine. But if you're going to do that, if you want to be that guy, the role model, then that guy, the bad boy that goes, the bad boy that all your friends want you to be, you can't do both. You've got to pick one. I just don't think he's mature enough to. I mean, listen to his music isn't the only indicator of that. Or listen to his music or watch some stuff he's done isn't the only indicator of that. The fact that it's just really hard to. For all intents and purposes, he is just that immature, spoiled brat who, despite the obvious very traumatic thing that's happened, of parents going through a separation/divorce. I know, I am a child of a separation. I know what that's like. But I didn't start smoking when I was young, but I do. And I'm trying to be in the music industry as well, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna go off pissing in buckets in restaurants and fucking renting a ridiculously fast car to go drag racing or spit on any of my fans. I'm not in a 1970s punk band. That phase has passed. Get over it. It just means. I mean, I know I say this from a position of strength because I am older than he is. I'm 23. I have had, I would argue, I've had more experiences of what most people would consider to be the real world than he has. So I say this from a position of strength, like most people complaining about him have, and that makes sense. But if you look at kind of, there's the problem. The problem is the whole child star idea. I believe. I fully believe that if he had only just started getting famous, he may well still be a little dickhead. He might be. Who knows? But because he starts off as a child star, do you really think that we'd be hearing about it now? Do you really think we'd be hearing about every little stupid thing that he does? I don't think so. I don't think we'd be hearing anything like as much about him as if he'd only just been starting to get famous now. In fact, if he'd gone to bed now, I don't think he even got signed, but that's a whole nother matter for a whole nother day. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.